Hi everyone. In today's session, I would like to take you through the 8 parts of speech, which are the basics. They are the foundations, the pillars into understanding the English language and also understanding grammar itself. By grammar, I mean the rules that governs the English language. So let's see a particular utterance. How can we classify words in a given sentence, in a given phrase? We need to classify them under the 8 parts of speech. So we are looking at nouns, we are looking at verbs, adjectives, adverbs, pronouns, conjunctions, prepositions, and interjections. So all words in the world, they must fall under these 8 categories. So as a student of English or just an individual who is interested in understanding this Queen's language, we need not only to know how to define the 8 parts of speech, but being able to categorize the words accordingly. So we want to understand what are nouns, what are these parts of speech that we are talking about. And so a noun is a naming word. It can be the name of a thing, a place, a person, animal, or feeling. So you need to be able to equip yourself with enough words to name people, places, things, occupation. All those words, we categorize them under nouns. After this, I will be looking at the different types of nouns. But for starters, we just need to understand that a noun is a naming word. And I've given examples of nouns. So we have Mary and Paul. Those are names of people. Nairobi and Europe. Nairobi being a capital city and Europe being a continent. We have a hospital and a school. We have 2 animals, an elephant, a cow. You can even name a feeling, that feeling of boredom. And we shall be classifying these feelings under abstract nouns. So today I'm just doing the basics, just defining the 8 parts of speech, but then we want to take it further and group these nouns under various categories. Okay, the second part of our speech, we are looking at verbs. How do you define verbs? A verb is a doing word. It's a word that shows an action, an event, or a state. So our lives revolves around doing various actions. Those actions are known as verbs. We have got different types of verbs, as you will understand later. We have transitive verbs, intransitive, we have auxiliary verbs, we have main verbs and all that. But for now, we just need to dwell on the basics that a noun, that a verb, sorry, it's a doing word. So think about all those things that you do, the activities that you engage yourself in during the day. You talk, you sleep, you dance, you eat, you rejoice, you annoy or infuriate someone, you love them, you contribute, you concentrate. All these are examples of verbs. Then the third category of words, we need to classify them as adjectives. So adjectives are words that are used to describe people, places, or things. So how do you describe people? Yeah, you would say they are beautiful, they are elegant, they are handsome, they are arrogant. Others are intelligent, others are humble, others are outgoing, others are introvert. So think of any word that you can think of in terms of describing an individual. Those are adjectives, and we need to arm ourselves with enough adjectives and being able to describe people accordingly. All right, so we can also describe places. Yeah, a place could be serene, populated, clean or dirty, modern. It's a modern town. Yeah, this place is very insecure, or the opposite would still be fine. It's a fertile ground. All right, so you can even describe things. Something could be big, small, weird, A movie could be interesting, thrilling, or boring, sweet, fresh, stale. There are so many descriptive words out there. And so I also will be giving you the different types of adjectives. We have attributive adjectives, predicative adjectives, but this would be in the next lessons. For now, what's an adjective? It's a word that is used to describe people, places, or things. Okay, the fourth category, we are looking at adverbs. How would you define an adverb? It's a word that modifies. Yeah, it modifies or tells us more about a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. So we need to break it down and see and get a better understanding of how do adverbs modify verbs. Yeah. So that means that if an adverb is modifying a verb, then it needs to be placed after that verb. So if you're talking about eating, how did that individual eat? At the wedding, he ate greedily, he ate slowly. Yeah. Those are adverbs of manner. We'll be looking at different types of adverbs, but I just need to mention there are about 7 types. We have an adverb of manner, places, an adverb of place, an adverb of time, frequency, adverbs of degree. There are so many, but they're just words that modify verbs. They modify adjectives. They also modify other adverbs. We'll also be looking at the different sentence structure. You will realize that a sentence could have 2 adverbs. Maybe one is an adverb of time and the next one is an adverb of place. That should be something to look forward to. So these are examples of adverbs. As you can see, some are adverbs of manner. I've just mixed everything for starters. Okay, then we go to the 5th category of the 8 parts of speech. We are looking at conjunctions. So a conjunction is a word that is used to combine sentences. Yeah, so you have 2 sentences that are related. Instead of, you want to avoid a lot of repetition, so you use a conjunction to join the clauses, the phrases, and the sentences together. Later we look at, we have got different types of sentences, and at the same time we have got different types of conjunctions. I need to mention we have coordinating conjunctions, subordinating, correlatives. Those are different types of conjunctions, but the main function of this part of speech is to just combine sentences, combine phrases, combine all these sentences, maybe to form one complex sentence. Yeah. So the examples are for, and, null, but all the examples here are picked from the different categories of conjunctions. But these are just, you also realize that we have conjunctions that come in pair, like this one, not only, but also. She's not only beautiful, but also intelligent. Hardly, when. Yeah. No sooner than. Those are other types of conjunctions that we shall be looking at later. Okay, so the 7th category, or the 6th one, I'm not sure, we are looking at prepositions. Every student of English must be able to place the appropriate preposition. So it's a word that tells you where or when something is in relation to the other. Okay, so where is the pen? On the table, under, in. The person, the baby, the child fell into the pool. So into, it's just telling us where in relation to something else. Above, across, upon, against, under, off. These are different types of prepositions, and understanding preposition is one thing, using them correctly is another thing. So we should be looking at the usage of the prepositions. So from there, we also need to understand pronouns. What are pronouns? A pronoun is a word which is used instead or in place of a proper noun or a common noun. So here we want to avoid a lot of repetition. Instead of repeating a proper noun like Nairobi, you will substitute it with a pronoun. So a pronoun is used instead of a proper noun. So these are words that are used to replace the proper noun for the purpose of avoiding a lot of repetition, which can be very irritating and boring. So we have got different types of pronouns. Yeah, you need to understand we have personal pronouns, we have indefinite pronouns, reflexive pronouns, emphatic pronouns, yeah, possessive pronouns, demonstrative. There are like 8 categories of pronouns. So you need to understand that I'm just doing an introduction of the 8 parts of speech, but then we need to go further and try to understand these various categories. So here are a few examples of pronouns. Yeah, he, our, she, their, himself. I've picked from the different categories. Like you would notice, like somebody, the word somebody is an indefinite pronoun. Himself is a reflexive pronoun. Those is a demonstrative pronoun. That's why you need to hit the subscription button so that you will get notifications of when I upload more content. Thank you. Okay, so what are interjections? Yeah, an interjection is a word or a phrase that expresses a sudden emotion in an exclamatory way. These are exclamatives. Yeah, they are words. It's not a word that you think. It's just an utterance, something that is as a result of a sudden emotion that you've been caught up with. So these interjections, you will see that they are normally used with an exclamatory mark. Most of them are not necessarily words. They could be phrases, prefixes, or just morphemes. It's an utterance, an expression of sudden emotion. So you would be talking of, wow, hooray, we've won. Hey there, hello. Yeah, such. What a pity. Yuck. And also, you will also need to stick around for more guidance on when to use these interjections, because there are some that you are expressing disgust, you are expressing excitement, you are expressing some frustration or jubilation. So these are just expressions of sudden emotions. Remember, emotions could be happy ones or sad ones. So they're very key in actually spicing your spoken language or even your written work. Yeah, so that's it. We've covered the basics. Remember, we are doing an introduction to the English grammar. And so we've done the basic, understanding the 8 parts of speech. And we now need to go deeper and understand the various categories under each type, under each part of speech. So thank you so much, guys, for your time. Remember to subscribe to my channel. It's always a pleasure doing this with you. Thank you and have a blessed time.